Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us for the Grand News on Crown TV for today, Sunday, the 7th of June, 2026. You're watching us live on channel 277 on DSTV, channel 23 on GOVT. On Topstar, we are on channel 89. Also on the StarTimes decoders, we are on channel 543. We're also live on our Facebook page, which is CrownTVZambia. Of course, don't forget our YouTube channel, which is also CrownTVZambia. Let us now look at the stories that are making the headlines in the news this evening. Patients at the Solwezi General Hospital are sharing bed spaces. Zimbabwean Ambassador Charity Charamba joins hundreds in mourning MPEZENI. SACOT has expressed disappointment over the low tone of election hype. And in sports news, Copper Queen's coach has urged her players to be more clinical. Thank you very much for joining us. And now the news in detail. Patients seeking health care services at Solwezi General Hospital are forced to share a single bed due to high demand. Ministry of Health Northwestern Province Health Director Lakson Chidikita has confirmed that 2 sick patients are now sharing a single bed as population continues. Mr. Chidikita says inadequate bed space at the facility, which is a referral hospital for the entire province, has been a big challenge facing the facility. He explains that the population at the facility has skyrocketed and the demand is so high, which is negatively impacting on the facility.
An unprecedented surge in patient volume at Solwezi General Hospital has pushed the facility far beyond its capacity, forcing administrators to place patients in storage rooms. The human toll of this crisis is already being felt by families navigating the overload system. The high demand for service has created a strain on the facility's limited accommodation and treatment space. The facility has continued grappling with inadequate bed capacity, a situation that continues to affect healthcare delivery and patient comfort. Ministry of Health Northwestern Provincial Health Director Dr. Lakson Chidikita says the storage of beds has made it difficult to provide quality healthcare services, with patients often forced to share limited space.
Beyond what can contain. The population has skyrocketed, the demand is so high, and when you go around PAs, you will not be shocked to find that one bed is accommodating 2-3 patients. So there is a very big need to ensure that a space issue, in as far as our hospital is concerned, is addressed, and I know that this is a matter on your table.
Dr. Chidikita is calling for urgent interventions to expand capacity and improve healthcare delivery at their facility.
Big challenge, PS, which you know very well, is the space. The bed capacity, the space in general at this hospital, which happens to be also a referral hospital for the entire province. It's out of.
Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Colonel Wishkot Katambi says the government is aware of the challenges facing the facility.
Don't treat patients according to their status. I think doctors, nurses, you are taught at school, in those colleges. There's a tendency of, say, you hear Colonel Katambi has been hospitalized, admitted, you quickly rush there because of his status. Then, in the same queue, on the same queue, there's somebody called Chidikita.
The challenge highlights broader concerns about infrastructure gaps in Zambia's healthcare system. With just few bed space available, the question remains, how is it going to serve thousands? Patrick Mackay, Crown TV News, Solwezi.
Now, many girls in most rural schools still face the painful choice of staying in class or staying at home when they start their monthly cycle, as poor menstrual hygiene not only threatens health but also fuels stigma, absenteeism, and the risk of school dropouts. At Lualua Day Secondary School in Kasama, the Rotary Club of Kasama Central is working to change the narrative as the club engages learners in open discussions on menstrual hygiene management. Rotary Club President Leroy Masawa Nsofu says the initiative is about more than products, but it's about protecting girls' right to education. Details in the following report.
If you are not on your periods and there's someone who has an emergency, you can do what? You can help them.
For many girls in school, managing menstruation with dignity can mean the difference between staying in class or staying home. Poor menstrual hygiene not only affects health, but also risks school dropouts, stigma, and long-term reproductive infections. At Lualua Day Secondary School, the Rotary Club of Kasama Central is changing that story. The club spent time with learners, educating them on menstrual hygiene management and opening up on conversations often kept in whispers.
Because of this plastic, you can't just throw it like that. I mean, put it for us at any time. So what do? You rinse this, you wash it. When you wash it, but because of the water, like if you're when you open this, you open. If you're flash, yes. So when you open, not to flash a plastic, not plastic. If you look at it, we use it just because they won't be so dirty, so the bacteria are when you open, if you flash, and what you remain with is the plastic. The plastic is clean, you can just literally wash it again.
Rotary Club of Kasama Central President Leroy Masawa says the fight against period poverty is also a fight for dignity, as the club provided sanitary products to ensure girls do not miss school or drop out because of their monthly cycle.
The sanitary pads we're donating today are a small contribution towards ensuring that no girl misses school because of her period. Education is one of the most powerful tools to build our better future, and therefore we encourage you to remain focused on your studies, to work hard and to believe in yourselves. To all the pupils here today, I encourage you to respect one another, support your classmates, and create a positive and understanding school environment that benefits everyone. As Rotary, we believe in serving our communities and empowering young people to reach their full potential. We hope this gesture reminds you that there are people who care about your well-being and that are rooting for you to be successful.
School administration has welcomed the initiative, saying it will help reduce absenteeism and protect the dignity of girls in the classroom.
First of all, I'll start by appreciating for all the sanitary pads that they've given to each and every single one of us who's here. And second of all, I'll also appreciate on the education that they've given us about hygiene while we're on our menstrual periods, because some of us were not even aware that this is what we're supposed to do. So we thank you very much for the guidance that you have given us.
A girl child sometimes is discriminated in school, especially whereby if they are not given these sanitary towels. These girls, they really need to be protected. And you have come at a school which is a day school, whereby it's not easy to keep a girl child without sanitary towels. We really appreciate your coming.
At Lualua, the conversation has started, and for these girls, it means staying in school, learning with confidence, and growing without shame. Reporting for Crown in Kasama, I'm Chanda Wellington.
Now, Zimbabwean ambassador to Zambia, Charity Charamba, says she is deeply shocked by the passing of Paramount Chief MPEZENI of the Ngoni-speaking people. Ambassador Charamba has described the late Paramount Chief as a humble, welcoming and sociable person. She made these remarks at Ependukeni Palace when she visited the funeral house and signed in the book of condolences. Meanwhile, the government says preparations for the final burial site of the late Paramount Chief MPEZENI have reached 85%.
Ambassador to Zambia says he is deeply shocked by the death of Paramount Chief MPEZENI of the Ngoni people. Ambassador Charity Chiramba described the late Paramount Chief as a humble, welcoming and sociable leader who dedicated his life to his people.
A deep sense of shock and sorrow that we learned of the passing of Paramount Chief MPEZENI of the Ngoni people on 30 May 2026. We will always remember him as a humble and welcoming leader whose warmth made everyone feel at home. His kindness, leadership, wisdom, and dedication to his people will not be forgotten. He was a true inspiration. He has left a legacy of unity, peace, and love for his culture and his people, as demonstrated by his hosting of the annual Ngwanda traditional ceremony. On behalf of the Embassy of the Republic of Zimbabwe staff in Lusaka, Zambia, and indeed on my own behalf, I wish to extend our heartfelt condolences to the royal family and the royal establishment and the entire community, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, the government and the people of Zambia. Our thoughts and prayers are with you during this mourning period.
Ambassador Chiramba also recalled a light moment he shared with the late Paramount Chief MPEZENI.
The interaction was, you cannot explain it, you could just feel it. We were so welcoming. And each time we came, we would say, Avamantala. These people, just coming from deep within. We will definitely miss him, and it is really sad to know that he's in. And we just wish everyone strength, and we are with you in prayer.
Meanwhile, government says preparations for the final burial site at the Penduken Palace are now at 85%.
Where we are at now, we are 85% ready. In terms of preparing the final resting place. We are working with the Zambia Army and other security wings to ensure that the resting places are prepared, and our timeline is that by the end of today all the works should be complete. I must also put it on record that as government, we are so far very happy with the peace, the serenity, the respect that has characterized this funeral of the Paramount Chief.
Government declared Tuesday, 9th June 2026, a day of national mourning following the Paramount Chief's death on 30th May 2026. For Crown TV News, Sambo David, Chipata, Eastern Province.
Now, the People's Process on Housing and Property in Zambia, PPHPZ, says community green spaces are playing a key role in transforming degraded areas and strengthening climate resilience in vulnerable communities. Speaking during the commemoration of the World Environment Day in Lusaka, PPHPZ Program Coordinator Melanie Chirwa says the organization has reclaimed land that was previously used as dump sites and transformed it into green spaces that promote environmental restoration, innovation, and community development.
In Lusaka's Garden House, a green space established by the Poor People's Process on Housing and Poverty in Zambia is helping residents turn environmental challenges into opportunities. At this site, organic waste collected from markets is being converted into valuable resources through black soldier fly farming. The insects feed on decomposing waste, helping to reduce pollution while producing organic fertilizer and protein-rich feed for fish, pigs, and chickens.
Fecal matter is what we call FRAS, the organic fertilizer, which we'll be able to see. As the larva continues to grow, once they become like around 4 centimeters big And at the golden brown stage, that is the correct stage to feed them to the fish, the chicken, and the pigs, because that is when the protein content is at 40 to 50%. This can be used as a supplement, not as the main feed to feed the animals, as a supplement. Remember, you still have to give the animals the calcium and all the other vitamins, but it can be used as a supplement for the protein feeds, which are quite expensive right now. From there, after the larva has grown to the next stage, it grows to the pupa stage. They turn color to the dark color.
Project facilitators say the initiative is providing a practical solution to waste management while creating income-generating opportunities for communities.
If they have the right support, communities can turn environmental challenges into opportunities for innovations, income-generating, and sustainable development. Invited guests, as we commemorate World Environmental Day, let us strengthen partnership, invest in practical community-driven solutions that restore our environment, reduce pollution, build greener, cleaner, and more resilient communities for our future.
The project is also promoting urban gardening among residents living in densely populated informal settlements where access to land is limited. Using sack gardens and recycled materials, women and young people are growing vegetables close to their homes, improving household nutrition and reducing the cost of buying food.
Advantage of doing sack gardening, you can carry your things, your sack garden when you are shifting. That's the main advantage. So this came about to alleviate poverty in informal settlements. So gardening has really helped women, especially that it's very important to have your own garden. It's not everyone who can afford every day to go and buy vegetables. So for us women and youths, we are benefiting a lot, especially that when you look at this plant, this is giant rape. You can eat it like for a month or two. It keeps on growing, and there is no need of going to the neighbors to go and ask for money for food.
PPHPZ Programs Coordinator Merani Chirwa says the initiative demonstrates how environmental protection and poverty reduction can go hand in hand.
These initiatives demonstrate an important truth that climate action and poverty reduction are mutually reinforcing. Every investment in the environment is also an investment in people, livelihoods, and economic development. We are supporting sack gardening, backyard gardens, and even urban agriculture at a scalable level. In addition, we are promoting nature-based solutions, restoring rivers and streams, planting trees, among other initiatives.
Reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka, Chanda Mwango.
Now, government through the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has identified CHISAMBA district in the Central Province as a strategic location for offices under the Zambia Beef Export Project. CHISAMBA District Commissioner Joel Mboyoma says the offices will serve the entire province and will play an important role in strengthening the livestock sector and expanding access to export markets. Mr. Mboyoma says the project presents significant opportunities for capacity building, improving production, and increased participation in regional and international beef markets.
Government through the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has identified CHISAMBA district as a strategic location for offices under the Zambia Beef Export Project. Speaking during the CHISAMBA District Agriculture and Commercial Show at the Community Football Ground, CHISAMBA District Commissioner Joel Mboyoma said the project represents a significant step towards commercialization of livestock production and increasing farmers' participation in the beef export value chain.
Fisheries and Livestock has identified CHISAMBA district as a strategic location for establishing offices under the Zambia Beef Export Project. These offices will serve the entire Central Province and will play an important role in strengthening the livestock sector and expanding access to export markets.
Mr. Mboyoma also encouraged farmers and stakeholders to take keen interest in the project.
We encourage livestock farmers and all stakeholders, even the crop farmers like myself, we should start thinking about going into livestock farming. We should start thinking of investing in livestock.
Meanwhile, CHISAMBA District Agriculture and Commercial Show Chairperson Moses Mubita has appealed to government to establish additional food reserve agent depots in the district.
Request that FRA should open more new satellite depots in the district, because many farmers face challenges in accessing FRA buying points due to long distances, high transportation costs, congestion at existing depots, and delay in crops delivery. These challenges reduce farmers' profitability and discourage some producers from participating fully in crop marketing program, hence ending up selling to briefcase buyers.
The district Agriculture and Commercial Show was held under the theme Fostering Trade and Investment. I'm Hagai Sinkono reporting for Nice in CHISAMBA District, Central Province.
We now go to the letter to the President. Remember that you can write a letter to the President and it will be read live on the Grand News on Crown TV at exactly 18:30. Now remember that you can send your letters on WhatsApp to the number 097374314807, but please avoid vulgar language. And tonight's letter to the President reads:
Dear Mr. President, I wish to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation for your decision to sign the Free Education Bill into law. This historic achievement has opened doors of opportunity for thousands of Zambian children who might otherwise have been denied access to education due to financial constraints. By making education more accessible, you have invested in the future of our nation and given hope to many families across Zambia. I also commend you for signing 4 other important bills into law that are aimed at improving the welfare and development of Zambian people. These legislative measures demonstrate your commitment to strengthening governance, promoting economic growth, enhancing public services, and improving the quality of life for citizens. Your leadership, Mr. President, in advancing reforms that benefit ordinary Zambians is appreciated. Such actions reflect a vision of more prosperous, inclusive, and equitable Zambia, where every citizen has an opportunity to contribute to national development. On behalf of many grateful Zambians, I thank you, Mr. President, for your dedication and efforts in championing policies that positively impact our communities. It is my hope that these laws will bring lasting benefits and accelerate the country's social and economic progress. Please accept my highest esteem and best wishes as you continue serving our nation. This letter is coming from Beston Zimba from Rundazi.
On that note, we break for some commercials. We have more news coming up. Don't go away.
On a busy day in Lusaka, right in the middle of a vlogging, Mr. Simon Mwela's phone battery died. Well, he knew what to do next. He called Zambia's top cell phone and accessories dealer. In a flash, problem solved. Across town, Dr. Sia Twambo was getting ready for a presentation when he realized that his PA forgot something. A quick call to Mobile City and his projector screen was delivered in no time. Meanwhile, Vana Fiasasa was about to leave for the village when she remembered she needed a phone upgrade. One call to Mobile City and a new phone arrived just in time. Vanafia Sasa, snapping a selfie before hitting the road? But wait, I thought the other guys were in a hurry. For free, fast and reliable delivery, trust Mobile City. Beware of scammers. Mobile City Delivery. You order, we deliver.
Are you passionate about making a positive impact on communities? Do you dream of a career that combines psychology, social justice, and community empowerment?
Enroll in our June 2026 intake for the Diploma in Child and Adolescent Mental Health, community-based work with children and youth.
Dive into a transformative journey of learning and advocacy.
Immerse yourself in courses that explore human development, social policy, and diverse perspectives. Gain hands-on experience through community projects and internships.
REPSI is a TVETA-accredited institution and offers all programs through online situated distance learning. You'll be empowered with the skills to create real lasting impact in communities.
Join us in shaping a brighter, more inclusive future for children and young people. Enroll with us for a program that equips you with the skills to create real, lasting impact.
To start your application, email us admissions.zambia@repsi.org or www.repsi.org or our Facebook page @RepsiZambia or call 0770-707-924. Together, let's make a difference through love, care, and protection for children.
The Zambia Travel Expo ZATEX is back. Stronger, more connected, more impactful. Welcome to ZATEX 2026 from June 4th to the 6th, where opportunity meets authenticity. Driven by the spirit of Zambia moves you. This premier event once again brings together global tourism buyers, investors, and tourism leaders to one of Africa's most compelling destinations. On June 4th, make meaningful interactions with tourism buyers at the Buyers Day, curated business-to-business engagements. On June 5th, join us at the ZATEX official opening to be officiated by President Hakainde Hichilema. On June 6th, Consumer Day, a vibrant showcase of culture, travel experiences, and live entertainment. ZATEX 2026 is back, showcasing the very best of Zambia. Register at www.zatex.org. ZATEX 2026, building authentic and sustainable tourism through partnerships.
Welcome back. You are still watching the Grand News on Crown TV, and we continue with the news. The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NABBED, has challenged political parties contesting the 2026 general elections to present clear and actionable plans for improving the quality of education in the country. NABBED's Executive Director, Dr. Aaron Chansa, says despite progress in expanding access to education, learning outcomes remain poor, with high levels of learning poverty, teacher shortages, and inadequate learning facility continuing to affect schools across the country. Dr. Chansa says political leaders must prioritize investment in teacher motivation, school infrastructure, and teaching materials, adding that quality education rather than access alone is critical to Zambia's sustainable development.
A permanent feature on Zambia's education landscape was engraved when Republican President Hakainde Hichilema signed the Free Education Bill into law. This development now safeguards every child's education journey, ensuring that no learner is denied access to school because of financial barriers. However, stakeholders say access alone is not enough if the quality of education remains poor. It is for this reason that the National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NABBED, is calling on political parties contesting this year's general elections to provide clear and actionable plans for improving the country's education system. NABBED's Executive Director, Dr. Aaron Chansa, says Zambia continues to grapple with high levels of learning poverty, overcrowded classrooms, and a shortage of teaching and learning materials.
National action for quality education in Zambia is today demanding for clear and concrete plans from all political parties that are competing in the August 2026 elections on education. We are aware that this country is doing very well on access to education from primary to secondary school levels. But we are also aware that the quality of education in this country is very poor. We have more than 90% learning poverty. Our learners, especially those that are in primary schools, are not reading and writing.
The organization has since urged aspiring leaders to outline how they intend to improve teacher motivation, expand education infrastructure, and support the implementation of the competence-based curriculum.
A lot of our schools are not able to implement the new curriculum, which is competence-based. Very few have equipment, laboratories, computers, internet, and other necessities that are important to make sure that teachers are able to implement the new curriculum. We don't even have the new textbooks. And we also know that the teacher-pupil ratios that are obtaining in most of our schools across the country are way beyond the normal, which is 1 teacher against 45 learners in a class. In some instances, classes are having more than 100 learners in a class.
As Zambia advances its education reforms, stakeholders say education remains the backbone of national development, the foundation upon which the country's future prosperity and posterity depend, which is why any person seeking public office should have a clear roadmap to make the education system better. Reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka, Chanda Mwango.
Now, the Southern Africa Center for Constructive Resolution of Dispute, SACOD, has expressed disappointment over the low tone of the election hype in the country ahead of the 2026 general elections. SACOD Human Rights Officer Amitej Mumbwai says the situation is denying voters the chance to listen to manifestos of political leaders seeking office. He has told Crown Television News in Lusaka that the muted election atmosphere could also be attributed to uncertainty among various political players about which laws will govern the 2026 polls. Mr. Mumbwai noted that key legislation such as the Constitutional Amendment Act No. 13 of 2025, the Electoral Amendment Act No. 12 of 2026, and the proposed public gathering bill remain subject of debate. He argued that without clarity on the legal framework, parties are hesitant to roll out campaigns and manifesto launches.
This election is on a quiet side. They're actually calling it boring.
The energy around Zambia's 2026 elections is unusually quiet, and SACOD says that is a problem. The Southern Africa Center for Constructive Resolution of Disputes has voiced disappointment over the low tone of election activities across the country. For an organization that has spent 25 years pushing peace and democratic governance, the silence ahead of polling day is worrisome. Speaking to Crown TV News in Lusaka, SACOD Human Rights Officer Amitej Mumbwai puts it plainly. Voters are being shortchanged without usual rallies, debates and manifesto launches. Citizens do not get real chance to hear what political leaders actually stand for. Mr. Mumbwai believes that the mute atmosphere comes down to uncertainty. Political players, he said, are still unsure of which law will govern the 2026 polls.
However, it's disappointing that it has continued to be so quiet to a point where the voters do not have information about the candidates. They don't have an opportunity to listen to the promises. Otherwise, as SACOD, we expected this opportunity to be a very interesting time for people to discuss about the manifestos, for people to talk about what they are planning for this country, to talk about the good policies and also to interrogate the new laws that we have seen Parliament passing, and also giving us alternative solutions in terms of providing good governance leadership that they are promising.
Key pieces of registration like the Constitutional Amendment Act number 13 of 2025 and the Electoral Amendment Act number 12 of 2026 and the proposed public gathering bill are all still being debated. And not until rules are clear, parties are holding back on campaigns and policy rollout.
We could have also seen a lot of campaign materials sending the messages to the people that are marginalized. We know that Zambia, most of the voters are in the rural areas, and most of them are not really exposed, and so would be very happy if our voters would take this opportunity to take the message to the rural areas and talk about what has not done, what government has not done well, and what they think can be done well. And also, where government has done well, they can actually praise government and give hope to the people.
He urged authorities to roll out public education on new electoral rolls now. He argues that voters need time to understand the rules and to engage with candidates before they get to the ballot box.
So this silence that we are seeing, I think there are a lot of factors. It could be that people are not very sure, for example, about which law is going to be used, whether we're going to use the public gathering law, which is likely to be enacted, or we're going to use the Public Order Act. So there are a lot of factors, and some of them have been attributed to the fact that there's no cadreism now, and cadres are nowhere to be seen, and this is the reason why there's silence, and it's called boring. So we are hoping that this silence will not continue, because we want people to interrogate candidates, we want people to talk about policies, we want people to talk about their promises, we want people to assure that when they take over government, if they are planning to take over government, they should tell us what they're going to do better.
Otherwise, he says, Zambia is going into the 2026 elections with informed candidates but uninformed citizens. Anton Chamba, Crown TV News, Lusaka.
Now, elections and governance expert Gilbert Chisanga says the continued withdrawal of independent members of parliament after successfully filing in their nominations is an act of betrayal to voters. Mr. Chisanga has told Crown TV News in Lusaka that the tendency does not reflect seriousness on the part of the leaders whose mandate is to uplift people's living standards. He said MPs who withdraw after nomination risk their political careers and put their integrity at stake. We have details in the following reports.
You are convinced to withdraw from a race. It's a waste betrayal on the part of the electorates that I believed in you and your aspirations.
Elections and government expert Gilbert Chisanga has spoken out, and he is not holding back. In an interview with Crown TV News in Lusaka, Mr. Chisanga took aim at independent members of parliament who filed their nominations, then turned around and withdraw from the race. He called it betrayal. For him, the move shows the lack of seriousness from leaders who claim they want to uplift people's living standards. He said MPs who pull out after nominations are gambling with their political careers and damaging their own integrity.
We have seen a lot of them who have decided to withdraw from the parliamentary race in different constituencies. So our reflection is that those are not serious leaders with serious developmental aspirations to uplift the living standards of the constituents where they wanted to contest from. Then secondly, actually they are just burying or killing their political future, their political careers, because one, they lack credibility, they lack ethical and exemplary leadership, because if you can be weakly and be lured to withdraw from a race that you believe that you are going to win, and always objective, you know, that is to go and serve the people, then because of selfish motives, you are enticed by little incentives.
Mr. Chisenga also questioned the hype around political endorsements. He argued that endorsements do not tell the story.
So our political leaders must learn from the past. How many groupings? A lot of groupings, including the so-called Christians for Lungu, they came out to endorse Edgar Lungu public. But did Edgar Lungu win in 2021? So even the current president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, must be careful of the endorsement that is coming his way. If he's delivered, let him genuinely reconvince the people of Zambia that we have scored in the 5 years that you gave us the mandate in 2021, and we deserve a second term. If the people of Zambia are going to be convinced, he's going to be given that second term.
Then came his sharpest warning, this time on proposed public gathering bill. Mr. Chisenga described it as a choke on democracy. He said the bill, designed to replace the 1955 Public Order Act, could infringe on people's freedom of assembly and expression if applied selectively.
Now, if you have got archaic colonial laws that are infringing upon these fundamental freedoms, then they don't have any room in the current democratic dispensation. So now, our plea to the president is that, Mr. President, do not assent to that bill. Reconsider consulting the people, reconsider engaging different stakeholders, and ensuring that that bill fits within the confines of the Constitution, does not contradict the Constitution. That bill is a danger to the current democratic dispensation.
With the 2026 general elections approaching, he cautioned that such laws could limit how citizens and parties participate in political debate. Anthony Chamba, Crown TV News, Lusaka.
The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has arrested 3 suspects and seized assorted illicit drugs, including pethidine, crack cocaine, and 135 kilograms of cannabis in coordinated intelligence-led operation conducted in Lusaka and the eastern provinces. In Lusaka, officers arrested 48-year-old woman of Kawata Estate after trafficking in pethidine, a controlled and powerful opioid. In a separate operation, a 23-year-old man from Kawata Flats was arrested after being linked through intelligence information to the trafficking of crack cocaine. Meanwhile, in Eastern Province, SADC has arrested a 59-year-old man from Lundazi district after officers discovered 135 kilograms of cannabis concealed in his bedroom and other parts of his residence.
The Drug Enforcement Commission, through intelligence-led operations in Lusaka and Eastern Province, has arrested 3 suspects and seized assorted illicit drugs, including 158 pethidine ampules, 7 rocks of crack cocaine, 135 kilograms of cannabis. The arrest followed separate operations targeting the trafficking and distribution of controlled and prohibited substances. In Eastern Province, officers recovered a significant quantity of cannabis believed to have been extended for distribution within Zambia. All suspects are in lawful custody and are expected to appear in court soon. DEC reaffirms its commitment to intensifying intelligence-led operations and warned that individuals involved in drug trafficking will face the full force of the law.
Now, the Forum for African Women Educationists, Zambia, FAWEZA, and Copperbelt University have signed a memorandum of understanding to give 750 students a second chance at the university through a second chance pathways. The agreement targets young men and women whose grade 12 results did not meet directly entry requirements. Under the deal, FAWEZA will fully sponsor their studies until 2030, covering tuition, graduation fees, accommodation, meals, and providing laptops. The students will learn through the Distance College Board system at CBU, UNZA, Mulungushi, Eden, and Apex University, where Copperbelt University will host 140 of the beneficiaries. CBU Vice Chancellor Professor Imasi Kunyambe and FAWEZA Executive Director Kosten Kanchere presided over the signing ceremony in Kitwe.
Every year, hundreds of Zambian students complete grade 12 only to miss the cutoff for university. For many, that's where progress stops, dreams on hold, opportunities lost, and difficult conversations at home. Some try again, others give up. That's the gap the Second Chance Pathways program is closing. Today, the Forum for African Women Educationalists of Zambia FAWEZA and Copperbelt University have signed a memorandum of understanding to expand the program and give 750 students another shot at higher education. The deal supports students whose grade 12 results didn't meet direct entry requirements, 140 of them who study at Copperbelt University, or 750 who learn through the distance college board system at CBU, UNZA, Mongoose University, Eden University, and Apex Medical University. FAWEZA will fully sponsor them for up to 4 years through to 2030. The package covers tuition, accommodation, stipends, laptops, and psychosocial support. FAWEZA Executive Director Kosten Kanchere says this program is for young people whose results fell short but still have the potential to succeed.
We have this innovation which is called Second Chance Pathways. We realized that we have a group of young women and men who are not accessing university because ordinarily their grade 12 results cannot allow them to do so. They may not have sufficient credits or passes in principal subjects that can allow them to enroll into university. So because FAWEZA is an innovative organization, we thought of solving this problem so that those young people who want to come and study at Copperbelt University and other universities are given a second chance.
Copperbelt University Vice Chancellor Professor Imasi Kunyambe welcomed this partnership and its impact on access to education.
And to see how we can help the girl child in the way FAWEZA's objectives are designed so that we can move forward. With the hope that in the future, as I'm seeing, tables are turning. Tables are turning. The girl child in certain sectors are here, and the boy child are here.
CBU says it plans to take over and scale the program beyond FAWEZA's support. Focal point person Dr. Banda Asiana says it's both community service and a step toward establishing the university's one GCE center.
See how we can be established. Now, to see it being confirmed today through an MOU is something that makes us excited that the meetings that we have been having are not in vain. And I also want to appreciate your support, BC, for allowing the university to participate in this program.
For these 750 students, today's agreement means a second chance that could change the course of their future. Reporting for Crown TV News, I'm David Kunda in Kitwe District, Copperbelt Province.
The Zambia Malayali Cultural Association, ZMCA, in partnership with the Net1 Foundation and the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, has launched a women's empowerment initiative aimed at creating sustainable livelihoods. The program will equip vulnerable women with digital and business skills while supporting the establishment of the restaurant cooperative with guaranteed income opportunities. The officiating at the launch, Permanent Secretary Angela Kawandami commended stakeholders for partnering with government to empower vulnerable communities and promote economic independence.
Government recognizes that women remain central to community development, poverty reduction, and household resilience. When women are economically empowered, families are strengthened, children are better cared for, and communities become more productive and stable. This donation of restaurant equipment is therefore not merely about business tools, it's about creating opportunity, restoring dignity, and building sustainable livelihoods. The support being provided today will enable this cooperative to expand its operations, to improve service delivery, to generate more income, and to create employment opportunities for other women and young people. As government, through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, we remain committed to supporting initiatives that uplift vulnerable and marginalized groups, especially women. We believe that strategic partnerships between government, cooperative partners, the private sector, and community organizations are critical in achieving inclusive national development.
Over the last 40 years, we have had the privilege of contributing to numerous worthy causes and generosity of our supporters. We have assisted financial support to shelters, caring for persons with disabilities, contributed towards the construction of educational infrastructure, and helped many deserving children access education and opportunities that have transformed their lives.
Chichabupeocho twapokelera apa lesa tatwa chishwa na mano yandine teta palofona chishwa nangu chimona ngolo nachiraisa kuno nachiba blank but balinje babwino bwino kwatifika chikanifi so ena chisa fyo kwachi kumaka ya kwalesa ne mwine nalamu kuimwena nomba ninkwata sana ensansa pali ififi pyofo batupele ififi abulo kubika pona nguni koini mwe bantu bakwalesa twala fibomfyo kulingana na maka ya kwalesa kai kumaka yanditeti nkwanishe na totera sana na tiralesa mpale mwe batupele chichabupe cha musango oyu.
On that note, we break for another set of commercials. Coming up, we have sports news. Don't go away.
This sports news is sponsored by Nutricom, the manufacturers of Best Kombucha and Divine Power Kombucha.
Welcome back. You are still watching the Grand News on Crown TV, and we now get into sports news. And coming up, Copper Queen's coach has urged her players to be more clinical. We have more in sports news, but first, let's take a word from our sponsors.
Everyone wonders why I'm always jovial and happy. Every day, every time. At work, even under pressure. At play, always under control. Even with Bay, I always shine. And today, I get to share my secret My secret companion, Best Kombucha, gives me the energy but also boosting my immune system as I go by my day-to-day activities.
Toileta mami we best kombucha sonwemu. Toileta daddy we best kombucha sonwemu. Iye na ni best kombucha. Best kombucha. Iye na ni mo kombucha.
Now you know.
Best kombucha. Iye na ni best kombucha. You drink on best kombucha.
Now, Copper Queen's coach Nora Hopto has urged her players to be more clinical and convert chances into goals. Hopto's remarks came after Zambia urged Kenya on post-match penalties to qualify for the semi-final of the Four Nations tournament being played on the Copper Belt. She regretted that the team missed numerous scoring opportunities during regulation time. The victory over Kenya, ranked 142nd globally, keeps Zambia's hopes alive in the tournament. The Copper Queens are using the Four Nations tournament as part of their preparation for the 2026 Women's AFCON qualifiers.
We started with a very stable approach, tactic-wise. I think we were very good control in the first half. Created 4 big chances, out of which we scored 1 goal. Probably we should have been more efficiency in terms of convert the rate of chances we created earlier. Also, when the out of the break, adjusted position again in the tactics, went out a bit more offense, and I think everything worked well up to the 70th minute. We should but also have there, we created 2-3 chances which we just need to convert. And I think it will be close, so 70 minutes for me. Good control, also good evolution, that we added an element in the offense which clicked well. And then we got this set piece in. It's a bit silly error. Ongoing thing we need to work on, the defense set pieces. Also, we created a little bit too much free kicks against us. Maybe the ref is also visited a bit too much. But also there we need to make a bit less fouls and yeah.
That is it. But before we go, let's have another word from our sponsors.
This sports news is sponsored by Nutricom, the manufacturers of Best Kombucha and Divine Power Kombucha.
Let's now have a look at the stories that made the headlines in our news this evening. Patients at Solwezi General Hospital are sharing bed spaces. Zimbabwean ambassador Charity Charamba joins hundreds in mourning MPEZENI. SACCOD has expressed disappointment over the low tone of election hype. And in sports news, Copper Queen's coach has urged her players to be more clinical. That is it. That's all we had for the news. Don't forget to join us for another bulletin tomorrow morning at exactly 06:30. On behalf of the entire news team, have a blessed night and continue watching Crown TV. Bye-bye.